Morning, Doug. Can you give us an update on Walker Little, injury-wise, Cam Robinson, injury-wise as well, and Zay Jones?
Cam had a left elbow hyperextension during the game. Evaluated on the sideline, went back in. He'll be fine. No, just regular treatment with him. This week. Walker is actually having an MRI as we speak, so I'll have more information for you later. And then Zay has a 12:30 MRI, so we'll know more on those two later this afternoon.
Okay. And I think yesterday you mentioned that you think that you're going to be playing two games annually in London. Can you expand on that? Is that something that, you guys have discussed as an organization? And I'm assuming that would be one as a home, one as a visitor, right?
Um, I was just asked as a question. That is not confirmed one way or the other. It was just asked if I would consider, playing two games back to back in London. We did have a great experience over there. I would recommend it for all 31 teams to have the pleasure of spending 2 weeks in London. But at this point, there are no confirmation on us doing this, anytime soon.
Okay. One more. What is your concern level with the fatigue and all that stuff going into this game against the Colts? And are you guys doing anything special or extra to kind of help them combat that?
Yeah, the fatigue aspect is real. It takes a couple days to get back on, the Eastern Standard Time from a 5 hour time zone. That's actually 5 hours ahead. So, it does take a couple of days. I'm going to be very mindful of that this week, making sure the guys get plenty of rest during the week. But at the same time, getting our work done so that we can prepare for Indy on Sunday. But look, it's a give and take this week. The players have to understand that, and we still have to get our work in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to Jamal, and then just a reminder to put your hand up if you have a question.
Hey, Coach, you talked about some of the other injuries. Can you give us an update on how Smoot did last week, too?
Yeah. Smoot did really well in practice. He looked good. He gave, I think he got a couple of reps with the defense, but more importantly, he got a lot of reps on the look team. So he was able to prepare Anton, last week, did a nice job. So, we'll see where he's at. And, still in that 21-day window, obviously, but he's doing extremely well.
And last time you saw the Colts, you went against Anthony Richardson. This time, a little bit of question mark on what quarterback you'll be seeing on Sunday. How does that kind of change how you prepare when you got to get ready for two guys, maybe?
Yeah, I think the all indications, I was leaning toward, Gardner playing in this week, and obviously, the two different style of quarterbacks, right? Anthony is a big, physical, strong. He's a runner, very powerful, can throw the ball very well. Gardner is going to probably he's still going to be athletic, still going to be able to move around, get the ball out of his hand, all those types of things. So two different styles. We got, quite a bit of film on Gardner Minshew as well. And so it's our defense will be well prepared.
And now that you've had the away trip, the 10 days away, the two wins coming back from London, do you feel like that time away? I think you said it kind of felt like that old school training camp kind of vibe there. Do you feel like now that the team's back that the team did benefit from that, I guess, extra bonding time?
Yeah, and look, we didn't build a lot of campfires and huddle around campfires during the 2 weeks or 10 days, but the fact that we got to spend time in the hotel together, players went to dinner together, they just hung around, played some golf together, different things like that. It's just a time where I think you just get to know someone a little bit more, right? And when you're in the heat of the battle out there and of course of the game, you lean on each other that way. And we were able to do that for those 10 days. And I think the guys really embraced that. And now it's a matter of coming back here, continuing that same sort of mindset as we prepare this week and really for the rest of really the first half of our season, which is the next couple of ball games.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, we'll go to Gary Smits and then JP Shadrick.
Hey Doug, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Hey Doug, the response that Trevor made after the two fumbles in when you had some scoring opportunities there, uh, when you talk to him after the thing, what's your narrative to him when he comes off the field? And is this something that he's obviously much better at this year than perhaps last year and putting stuff like that behind him?
Yeah, that's the biggest difference I think this year is putting those negative type plays behind him and moving on and we were able to overcome that as a football team obviously and win that game. But the main narrative behind it is you just have to know where you are on the field. We're inside of Brandon's field goal range at the time, and just understand that, hey, sometimes it's okay to throw the ball away in situations like that. And there's a time and a place, to try to make a play. He understands that. He knows that. And he always obviously has proven that with us. And just something to learn from, something we can continue to coach and get better. And ultimately we can't, take points off the board in those situations.
Okay, thank you.
You bet.
All right, JP, go ahead.
Hey, Doug. So the cornerback play yesterday, Darius Williams led the team in tackles. Tyson Campbell had 5 of them and a tackle for loss, of course, the interception. But those guys stepping up in big moments, and even the safeties coming down, tackles for loss. Defensive backs played big, it felt like.
Yeah, the defensive backs played extremely well. We know Buffalo has a really good passing attack, and they got some really good perimeter receivers and in Diggs and Davis and really good tight end. So it was going to be a challenge, for our perimeter guys all day. And I thought they really did a nice job. It looked like they were, going Darius's way a little bit during the game. But then Darius came up big, with a big interception, kind of took it away from Diggs there, and really, overall just really held it together, did a nice job tackling on the perimeter, getting the guys down, creating some third down scenarios where we ultimately were able to get off the field. And so, yeah. And then, yeah, you talked about Jenkins, Rayshon did a nice job, whether he was blitzing or anticipating run, tackles for losses, things of that nature around the box, and all things that Rayshon does extremely well. So yeah, guys played well on the back end.
All right, thanks. We'll go to Brent Martineau and then John Ogier and then Jamal St. Cyr.
Hey, Doug, back to Trevor. How good were some of the throws? The touchdown to Zay, some of the throws outside of the end zone, some of the third down conversions in the second half. I mean, I know that's why you got the guy, but I think can you just let us know from a QB point of view how good some of those were?
Yeah, the first one, the touchdown to Zay, Zay's on the backside of that route combination. He's kind of the third, sometimes even the fourth guy in the progression. And Trevor did an outstanding job there, just standing strong in the pocket, obviously, and putting the ball where only Zay was going to get it or nobody was going to get it. And then for Zay to come down with 2 feet in the back half of the end zone there was just a spectacular catch. And then, some of the third down throws to Calvin, I mean, and to Christian, just, again, from a quarterback's perspective, hanging in there against a really good pass rush, even getting hit after he delivered the football and delivering it accurately to keep us on the field. He made some outstanding throws, with guys in his face. So Trevor played really well yesterday. He played tough. He played physical. He played smart to check, a route to a big third down there towards the end of the game, to the completion to Calvin. So did everything that we expect Trevor to do, and we need to carry that over.
All right, let's go to John Ogier and then Jamal.
Hey, Doug, not that this team hasn't had success together before, but what can win in a game like that mean where you sort of have to make big drives at the end? You mentioned it was a physical game, sort of a slugfest in a way. I mean, does that give a team confidence going forward?
John, it really does. That's a really good football team. Buffalo has a great football team. They're playing with a lot of confidence, obviously, and a well-coached team. And for our guys to go out and go toe-to-toe with them, I think, number one, it just shows where our guys are. The type of team that we have. It's a no-quit mentality. and they hung in there for 60 minutes. And it wasn't a perfect football game by no means. There's a lot of areas that we can continue to improve, but I think overall, looking at it, it gives you confidence moving forward. It gives you sort of an outlook at to what you can be and who you can become, and it's the type of football team that we are right now. And like I said, we got some areas to clean up, and we'll do that and continue to get better.
Thanks, Doug.
Thank you.
All right. Unless there's any more, we'll finish with Jamal.
Hey, Coach, third down offense had kind of struggled early in the year. Yesterday was much better. Did you change anything in the lead up, the approach? Was it just execution out there?
No, didn't change anything. We always take a look at their third down defenses. It's one of the top third down defenses, in the NFL right now. And obviously their pass rush can get after you. Coach McDermott, not a big blitz, a coordinator at the, or play caller, but he can get after you with 4. And so, we did a nice job holding up. Receivers were in the right spot. Trevor, like I said, made some really good throws with guys in his face. And then at the end of the day, making plays. And that's really what it takes on third down. It just takes a little more effort, a little more energy, a little more focus and concentration to be able to overcome some of those third and, mediums and some even the third and long scenarios that we had yesterday in that football game. So, we didn't change anything up. Our execution was better, and guys making plays.
And Travis Etienne had a couple of big runs for you. Just how impactful can he be for this team?
He's so impactful, and really in those third down, spots, just to be able to run the football and pick up a third down. That's sometimes for a defense that changes the way you maybe call it the next time on third down. So those are things that we got to continue to improve, obviously. But Travis is definitely someone that we can lean on in the run game and the pass game to help us overcome some of those third downs. But overall, I thought Etienne had an outstanding, probably his best game of the year.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Coach. Looks like no more hands, so we appreciate your time this morning.
All right. Thank you, guys.